What's up, everybody? It's Yvonne with Trouts Fly Fishing, back with your bi-weekly fishing report and forecast. A little bit early on this edition, obviously. Upcoming Thursday is Thanksgiving. We'll be closed for the day. I figured I'd get it in early. Talk about fishing. I also heard there's a winter storm coming. Word on the street is apparently it's supposed to snow, so whatever. Anyway, yeah, so here it is. Let's talk about fishing. All right, first things first. So obviously there's quite a bit of snow forecasted for tonight and tomorrow through the day, and it's supposed to remain pretty cold through the week. So Thanksgiving's coming up on Thursday. Obviously Black Friday is on Friday, as you'd imagine, and we've had some questions about whether or not the river cleanup will still be going on Friday. Right now, we haven't made a decision. We're going to wait till the snow falls tomorrow morning. So on Tuesday, we'll sort of go from there, assuming that the meteorologists are right. Obviously, that puts quite a bit of snow on top of the trash we'd like to pick up, so it'll probably impact whether or not we're able to actually do it this Black Friday, whether we'll have to postpone or look for a future date. So stay tuned for that. Obviously that's not fishing related, but figured I'd keep you guys in the loop. When it comes to fishing, how it's going to be impacted, so we are into full-on winter fishing. It's one of those things, especially on the tailwaters like Deckers and Cheeseman, where the sun will get down below those those ridges on either end. It is a sort of best of day. It's a middle of the day kind of game. You can certainly eke out some fish if you find a solid run of them where they're eating and they're happy when the sun gets below one of those ridges and you lose the sun on the water. But as a general rule, you're going to see more activity, more happy fish through those sunnier periods of time when the sun's hitting the water and the water's warming up. So 11 to 2, 11 to 3, that's sort of the prime time to be out there. Plan accordingly. You certainly can get into fish in the morning and in the evening, but you're going to see more consistent action in the middle of the day. Blue wing olives clearly are going to be tapering off, if not going dormant for the remainder of the winter and they'll start to become active again in the spring, but midges are going to be the main source of food along a lot of those tailwaters. You'll also see, you'll notice there's a lot of brown trout reds, and so rainbow trout will be really keyed into that through Cheeseman in Deckers. So just make sure you're not obviously fishing the spawning fish, but if you're fishing a deep run where you see fish holding, as a general rule, throwing an egg is not a bad idea. So usually I'll do like an egg and then maybe drop like a miracle midge or a black beauty or a top secret. On RS2 obviously always does well on the South Platte, and that will tend to put some fish in the net. So orange eggs, chartreuse eggs, clear eggs, attractive patterns that fish can't resist are the way to go this time of year. So tailwaters, in terms of flows, so we sort of touched on it a little bit already, but Deckers is holding around 100. The Dream Stream I think has dropped a little bit, but I think it's at like 50. Yeah, 59.6, 11 miles at 11.84.7. So these are pretty good flows for this time of year. It's a little bit low in the Dream Stream. I'd prefer it to be a little bit higher, but it's definitely not 30, which is always a positive thing. So yeah, time to downsize your tippet. The smaller flows, so 4, 5, and 6 are generally going to be the way to approach these fish. And if you need to, generally if you have lower water, it doesn't take as much distance between your split shot and your indicator to get down, but you might need to add a little bit more butt section so that you have a little bit more stealth with some of those fish. They're going to be seeing everything out there, so maybe lengthening the lead a little bit can add a little bit more success to your game. Was out at Cheeseman and look for the photo essay coming up with old Scott Dixon, our head guide here in Denver, and Cheeseman fished really well. They were eating everything. They were eating eggs, they were eating midges, they were eating small blue wings. Blue wing subsurfers will still do well. Those will be present, but it's always good to see fish chowing, especially through Cheeseman Canyon, which can be obviously notoriously difficult. So that's the tailwaters. Freestones, again, it's going to be, with freestones, I like to let the sun hit the water. I want to be there, but I want to let the sun hit the water. You might run into some ice here and there as we start to get through these next couple weeks, and quite a bit of cold weather coming our way. But generally, it's a second half of the day kind of thing. Maybe it's the fact that sight fishing is something that I do primarily on tailwaters, and when I lose my ability to see those fish, I start to lose interest. On freestones, as you get into those low sun instances, the water is still relatively warm, in comparison to the beginning of the day, and you can still get into fish. Again, eggs, midges, you can throw some caddis attractors and stuff like that, and those will catch fish. Rainbow warriors will always be a good point fly as well. So, you can always crawl streamers, super low, super slow, but we are going to be in winter for a couple months, and it's time to embrace that fact and embrace the pace. It's always one of the nice things my wife always appreciates about the winter fishing is I will not leave as early, and I will get home early, relatively early, so I can spend time with the family, and that's always a good thing. So I still like to get out. Obviously, you can still have quality fishing during the wintertime, but your days aren't going to be as long, so you can spend time with your friends and family. Not a bad thing in my book at all. So yeah, that's the fishing report. Obviously, happy Thanksgiving. Stay tuned for news about the Opt Outside event, our river cleanup. Hopefully, obviously we want snow for snowpack. Hopefully there's not too much snow where we can still do it. If there's not, stay tuned and see what we have in store for Opt Outside. So yeah, there we go. That's it. It's the holidays. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later. Bye.